Give a lot of credit to Sacramento State guys. Mike Bibby's doing an excellent job there. This was a difficult prep. It was difficult for us because Sacramento State just lost, maybe their best player in Bear Cherry, who's a dominant post presence. And for Sacramento State to come out and still move the ball, still find ways to attack. They got to the free throw line 30 times. They did a great job of attacking. Sacramento State did. And so you got to give a lot of credit to them. This was a hard-fought game. Proud of our guys. It's good to see the 20 assists. But we didn't have too many 20 assist games last year, and the ball's really moving, so that's good to see. Open to questions.
Mark, Sac State played Presbyterian just recently and struggled to take a close win over them when they gave you all that you could handle. To be able to play such a complete game, even to get up by 34, everything seemed to be flowing for the team. Are things starting to come together, do you feel like, with this roster, with a whole new set of guys?
Well, we have a lot of guys coming into new roles on this team. I thought Justin Pippen really put an outstanding game tonight. We ask a lot of Justin because he can do so many things on the court, and it's challenging to play the point guard position. But he has been doing an outstanding job of it, finding the balance between being aggressive, involving teammates, creating layups, dunks, and open threes for his teammates. But I thought he was really, really good tonight. You look at our guards defensively, Dede, Justin, Chris, and TT. Defensively, they were outstanding. From ball screen coverage to one-on-one defense, contesting shots, they were really, really good. That was great to see.
So you guys go into that first meeting timeout, you're down, and then you're on this huge run. What was kind of the message during that timeout to get you guys out on the run?
The message was we have to play much better. We have to run. We have to move the ball. Aggression, better defense, and our guys really responded. The one thing about this group is that they're resilient. They can take coaching, and they showed that tonight.
Mark, just zooming ahead a little bit, you got UCLA on Tuesday at the Chase Center. You guys seem pretty excited about that game. You obviously played them a lot when you were playing at Stanford. Can you just talk about the opportunity to play UCLA at this point?
Yeah, it's very unfortunate that the Pac-12 imploded. I think we're all still. I still have feelings about that because for me it was the Pac-10. But there's so many different friendships, relationships, proximity across these schools. You know people through sports. You know people outside of sports, through all these great institutions on the West Coast, and Arizona's, and even Utah and Colorado came in later. And so it's frustrating that we're not in the same conference. That's a huge frustration. That being said, UCLA is a tremendous institution, and they have a great team. They have a really strong team. We've studied them. The game's a few days away. Common opponents, and so you see them play. They're playing at a high level. They had a tough one against Arizona, but they're playing at a high level against UCLA. And so our guys hopefully are going to respond and come back with a strong performance.
Your guys seemed pretty excited about what they called a great opportunity. What do you have to do specifically to make that a good game and maybe beat them?
Look, we got to come ready to play. I thought Presbyterian. Earlier this week, Presbyterian was the one that came ready to play in the first half, not us. I thought tonight we came as if we were entering a boxing ring. Just the level of urgency. Jeff, just when you think about how much it takes to win a game, our guys showed that tonight against a very well-coached Sacramento State team.
Close to assists for most of the second half, and didn't get up to double digits until the end there. But to have that with the 20 assists that you mentioned, how important is that, and how encouraging is that going into this UCLA game?
You mentioned the assists, and I couldn't hear the first one.
Yeah, just the assists. I think you're at like 9 up until the very, very end there, or the turnovers rather.
Yeah, last game we had 2 shot clock violation turnovers, so that's unacceptable. And so we had better communication from our staff and our bench to the players in the heat of the battle. In a couple of those situations, so we didn't have any shot clock violations. So that knocked off, 2 turnovers from the previous game. We had some silly turnovers tonight, and really our guys played so well, so I don't want to dwell on those. But room for growth, room to improve as a player, and so we'll look at some of those, and we'll improve. We can live with 6 to 8 of the turnovers we had tonight. The other ones we got to be a little bit better.